So Miley Cyrus, thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining me.
This room where you record your music and where you hang out, did it come to you in a dream?
I created this because I just wanted the most creative space possible. And it's been really helpful too, just even in living in a Rainbowland. I have a song on my record that I wrote with Dolly called Rainbowland.
Amazing.
And it's inspired by this place. But just even working on my record and whether I'm designing what I'm gonna wear or whatever, I'm just really inspired by all the colors. You know, when I was doing my album packaging and I would just look up at the wall and be like, great, I should want this page to represent this, you know? And you see like in the corner over there, it sucked for the people that can't see, but that was like my calendar for how I was gonna work on the record. Those are all the songs, what I had done, what I needed to do. So this is, you know, this is my office, but it can't be like any office. You know, it has to be special.
It definitely feels like the inside of your brain.
Yes, this is my brain come to life.
MALIBU, next to you. In MALIBU, next to you.
Now, I have to say, one thing that I have loved about being in the USA so far is that everyone says, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And they really mean it.
Yeah.
I find that the infomercials are incredible.
Oh my God.
Your TV adverts are quite something. Well, look, when you're over in the UK, what do you love about being in England?
I love that the fans are pretty ravenous, which I'm like down with. The fans are so cool just because I think, I love the love for music there. And I love anytime I've gotten to sing with BBCs, it's awesome just because the covers are like so appreciated there and classic music is just so appreciated there and great music comes from there. So I think people really celebrate artistry and especially just the classics. I think that's why such incredible people like Amy Winehouse or if there's an Adele, it really feels like someone that almost doesn't belong in this generation and that's what makes them so unique.
So the last time you were performing in the UK was at the Love Manchester benefit with your good friend Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us, but we know they won't win.
How was that for you? Because I guess, you know, it must have been kind of bittersweet maybe, or?
It was, and it was at a time too where, you know, it was a little bit uncomfortable to think about too, because, you know, I immediately, it was kind of scary to like leave my family. I just didn't know what was gonna happen. It makes going to a concert all of a sudden seem like this scary, unknown. I never experienced that. It changes the way that I think about doing a show every time now. And I think just being able to see the families, meet the families, and be able to have music be something positive for them again, instead of that hurt that now when we think of music or we think of concerts, we think of this as a scary, dangerous thing. And I think for them to see their faces, knowing that we all came together for this. I flew from a show from New York, came in just for that night and, you know, was out right away onto the next show, but we all made that, it was that humanitarianism, that hope of humans caring for humans, you know, and we don't have that enough right now in anyone's country, you know, anywhere. I mean, America, we're going through it, but I think you can, everywhere in the world, we can unite. And I love that, and it was crazy because there was the United game like right across from where we were playing, and so I just loved people. You know, my dad always says you can't bow down to bullies, you know, and so I love that all of us were standing up for, you know, we're gonna continue to make music. We're gonna continue to come together. We're not gonna be scared for all of us to come into one place and celebrate music and celebrate lives that were lost and celebrate the people that, you know, experienced a horrific time. So it was just an honor to be there for sure. And Ariana is, you know, a total goddess for keeping on. You know, I'm proud of her. I think that takes a lot of strength. I don't know what I would do. You know?
No one stays the same. You know what goes comes back around.
So I just want to talk to you about your new music and just where you're at right now, because the Miley of 2013 compared to Miley of 2017 are definitely two very different people. How big was the desire to kind of get this other side of yourself out there?
I didn't know I had it. It just, you know, naturally I think people evolve, and I think for me, music is necessary for such a different reason every year.
party, dancing with Miley, doing whatever we want. This is our house, this is our room.
Every year we're experiencing something new. Right now, I know you're in the States, so obviously Hurricane Harvey is something that's really crazy. I don't know if you noticed, but the hill 1 mile from here is on fire, Burbank is on fire, and the environment is just crying out for us. And I think for me, teaching my fans about responsibility is my #1 priority. And I guess with Bangers and in 2013, it was really about freedom. And like, I just feel the message is so different for where we're at, you know, politically and socially, and so I just think that's kind of driven my music. Politics always drives my music.
Well, I was going to say, you know, 2017 in America it's so intense right now. I'm a big Twitter user, and I remember seeing this tweet that made me laugh out loud, and someone had written, "Oh my gosh, this season of America 2017 is going to be lit."
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Because watching it, you know, from what's going on with you guys from the other side of the pond, it's you know, it's incredible, it's mind-boggling, it's brutal.
Right.
So how is it for you as a citizen and an artist?
Well, there's on Rainbowland in the song I sing with Dolly, inspired about where we are right here. It says we are rainbows, me and you, every color, every hue, let's shine through. And it's about like accepting every single person. If we accepted every one of what creates a rainbow, all those different shades, all those different colors, all those different, if we create, like if we make it about religion, race, sexuality, gender, how awesome a rainbow is, and it wouldn't be a rainbow if all the colors were the same. If everyone was the same, you wouldn't get this rainbow land. So that's what it's about. And it says, you know, like, you know, even in Inspired, it says, how can we escape all the fear and all the hate? Is there anyone watching us down here? Because it seems like hopeless sometimes. So I've been trying to make my music feel very hopeful, and not also drag the country, but express how great this country's potential is and how great it really is, except for the minority, which is actually the haters, the hateful people. You know, really, if we even look at our election, a lot of the people in America are really great. The problem is we're running off an old system, you know? So I think if we can accept like a new system, if people can accept a new way of thinking, that will be what our country needs the most. And so that's what I want to do with my music. It's a new way of thinking for myself also.
And do you feel that you have a responsibility the older you get? I mean, even though the album is called Younger now, to tell the truth as an artist.
Well, I think when you're a kid, that's why there's like kids say the darndest things, is they're telling the truth. And they don't have that fear yet. They haven't been told, oh, this person's different. They haven't been told this sexuality is right. You're just learning, so you're so much more of a blank canvas, ready to learn. And so I guess by being younger now, you can be, you know, younger and wiser, I think, is kind of where I feel. I feel like younger in my spirit because I don't feel like I have anything to prove. And when you're a kid, you're not trying to prove anything. I think when you're a teenager, you just want to prove like, I'm not my parents, or I'm not this, or, you know, you're like running away from who you used to be. And I think, you know, when you're a kid, you don't do that. And I think as you get older and you get more mature, you stop trying to run from your past self and you start embracing who you used to be and be like, I'm so cool because I've changed so much. You know, like I love being different.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me.
Would you say that's where your head was at when you put Bangers out? Because that seemed very much like, oh, I'm not Hannah Montana anymore.
Well, when I put Bangers out, that was just that was my life, like that I was experiencing. My mom was super my mom was that age that I was when I was making Bangers. She was like, she would sneak out to go see like rock and roll bands. And I felt that was what hip hop was for me at that time, because like I would go sneak out and to go see concerts, or I'd want to go like listen to Mike Will play or any of that. So my album was so inspired by the life that I was living, just like this album is inspired by the life that I'm living now. I'm going back home much more. I'm much closer with my parents than I was at that time, because also when I was making Bangers, I was, you know, like 19, 20 years old, and I just feel like every year I'm just like maturing more and more by almost just caring about, I think Bangers I was really proving, hey, I don't care what anyone thinks, but now I like really don't care. But I don't care in the way that I care about the right things. I think, you know, then like when you're finding out who you are, you're a little bit more selfish, because you got to work on yourself before you can start working on the world. Now I feel like I've worked on myself a lot, so I feel like I can work on the world more now.
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely hear that in Younger now. There's such an honesty in the way you sing on that song, and especially the way you perform it, like, you know, the VMA performance. Like, you know, I saw your parents in the crowd, and like, you know, you had everyone from the video on set with you, and you just seemed so like, you seem really at peace with yourself. Yeah, and your voice sounds different.
I feel really just like grounded, and I think my voice sounds more grounded, and I think I'm thinking less about, hey, I gotta go here, stand here, dance here, be with these people here, and it's more about the music. And so I think right now, like, what I want is for people to focus on the lyrics, because I actually think it has an important message. I think it's saying, you know, change is a thing you can count on. And I think that should be good, instead of it's like, you know, people make change a bad thing.
I mean, I need to talk about your performance specifically of Younger Now compared to, you know, the last VMA performance that you had, because, you know, as we all know, everybody just could not stop talking about it. It was you, it was Robin Thicke. There was the infamous tongue that people just wouldn't stop talking about for at least, there it is, for at least 2 or 3 years. I mean, look, you know how people reacted to that performance. Were you thinking about that when you were planning this year's performance at all?
No, not really. I mean, for me, like, I just, I think people talked about this performance in the right way that I need them to talk about it now. And I think, honestly, everything happens for a reason. And like, without that 2013 VMAs, I don't even know if I would have started Happy Hippie, which is my foundation. Because I started Happy Hippie because I'm like, yo, if people are gonna talk about me that much, I might as well try to direct their attention to, you know, homeless youth. You know, my dad, before he came out with Achy Breaky, my dad was homeless. That's why I care so much about homeless youth too, because my dad was that. My dad, you know, hadn't gone to the doctors, hadn't been to the dentist. He was just so poor, and like, you know, then a year later, everything changed. And I think you can do that even as a reflection of the VMAs this year. You know, some of these dancers and entertainers, they're 91 years old and their first time performing at the VMAs. So you're never too old. You've never like grown. You know, you're never too old to try something new.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life.
So look, I need to talk about your darling godmother, queen of country music, Miss Dolly Parton. Now look, you've known her obviously since you were born. She's your godmother. Why did you think, okay, now's the time for us to finally get something on the record? Because you could have had her on any record.
Well, just when I wrote Rainbowland, like I just thought about her immediately. I think she shows those colors more than anyone else. And I think her lyrics are always like super vibrant. So she was just the perfect co-writer to jump in. She's the only co-writer on the record, so it's awesome, you know, lyrically, so it's cool.
And what is it about country music that you think just kind of gets to you? Because, you know, there's that phrase, it's like, it's 3 chords and the truth.
I love that because it is the truth. That's what I was gonna say. It's all storytelling. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell my story firsthand, you know, and that's what what the album is all about. It's about the truth.
Well, I guess, you know, you were talking about having a kind of punk spirit, and I guess it's quite a punk thing for you to be putting out a modern country album, considering the climate of pop music right now. Are you really aware of the fact it's quite a, I guess, a brave thing to do?
Yeah, I think it is. I think right now when I listen to the radio, I don't hear anything like my record, and I hope the radio does play it, but it's, I think there's a saying that says everyone's suffering is different, and I think everyone's success is different too. I think what people find that is success to them may not be success to me. I just want people to love the music, and I want to love the music, first of all. I want to be really proud of it, and then I hope my fans really love it, and then I hope a new fan base loves it. But ultimately, I just gotta be proud of it. So I'm really proud of it. I'm happy.
We can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Definitely.
I can't wait. It's just weird. I've been holding on to it. I started writing it. I wrote Malibu June of last year, and then put it out, I guess like April, May this year. So it's time. I've been holding on to it for too long. I'm ready to work on the next one.
Already?
I'm already like 2 songs deep on the next one. I'm like, I'm over this now. I'm ready to like, now I want to figure out what I want to do next. So hopefully that's like, take some time, chill with my dogs, hang with the pigs a little bit more, take some time off, but just keep writing.
Well, until the next record, we'll stay enjoying the current one.
All right, please do.
And don't ever be a stranger to life.
All right, please.